Hello, 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 my beautiful people. It's me, Coach Lee, coming at you with your Movements Monday. Start off, as always, with loving me, self-love oil, moisturize my skin. Make sure my hands is good. It smells so good. It smells so good, y'all. It does. It really smells good. Yes. So how you guys doing? How is everything going for you guys? How was your weekend? How is everything going? Hope everything is going well. I hope everyone is being well. Oh, what kind of bug is that? I don't know. Very interesting. It's interesting because it came right in the camera's view. Oh, yeah, this is so good. I love this oil. I really do. So today is going to be kind of like a different Movement Monday. I have been meditating on it and really thinking on how and what message to give you guys. So the message that I'm going to give you guys today is I'm going to share who I am, where I'm from. I'm going to share some of my story so you can have a general idea on who you are really listening to. Also, it may resonate with someone. And what gave me the vision, the thoughts, the clarity to share my story is I was talking to a client and I was like, wow. I realized that every time I'm meeting new clients, I'm sharing my story, at least pieces of it, so they can realize and know that I've walked in them shoes. What you're saying is relatable. I've been there. I understand, I understand, and I overstand everything that you're talking about. So a little bit about Coach Lee. My name is Alicia, and I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. And I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2012. But before I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, I have experienced and witnessed so much abuse, so much trauma in my life. I've witnessed my mom being abused by my dad. I witnessed my aunt being abused by my uncle. I witnessed abuse. A lot. To the point where that became, I thought that became my normal life. I really thought abuse with domestic violence was something just about everybody already know about, because it was happening in my home. And not only was it happening in my home, we had a lot of people in my house. Like my cousins and stuff was always in and out my house. Most of the time when the abuse would happen, though, it was not in that many people there. It was me and my siblings there. And the house just felt so heavy. You know, that heaviness in the house. It was like a darkness when my dad would come home, especially if he'd been drinking. And it's either he was drinking, he was high, and I just knew, you just can tell that something wasn't going to be right, that some things was going to happen. And then in the midst of all of that, I realized my mother, the reason why my mother didn't like to be home is because she was avoiding it. She was trying to get away from it. And for years, I never understood why my mother don't like to be in this house, why my mother always leaving me. But now, as an adult, I get it. I get it. It wasn't that she was really leaving me. She was trying to leave that situation. So she put herself into work. Work became one of her coping mechanisms where she felt as though this is my safe place because I know ain't nothing going to happen to me here. And so one day it did. One day a situation happened at my mom's job where she was attacked at work by my dad. So I say this because a lot of ladies and a lot of clients of mine I've talked to like to pour themselves into work to cope and feel as though that's a way for them to keep moving, to keep pushing forward, to keep thriving. When in reality is you putting up a block wall so that you don't have to face what your reality is. So you start diving deeper into work, you working extra hours, and you telling yourself any kind of thing that you need to tell yourself to make this extra. I'm making this extra money for X, Y, and Z, because you're not facing what reality really is. So my mom wasn't really never there. Since my mom wasn't there, I basically raised myself, helped raise my sister. At that time, I just had one other sibling until I got 13 and my mother had another baby. And I think she did it thinking it was going to mend the relationship back together with my dad. And it didn't. It didn't until years later. So I'm constantly seeing this abuse going on. I'm constantly hearing it. And as I'm telling you this story, I'm telling you this story from my adolescent self. Because that's how the eyes I'm viewing it from. And I'm hearing all of this. I'm hearing my mom scream. I'm hearing my mom cry. And I'm hearing my dad cuss and yell at her. And I can't do nothing about it. I'm just a young child. I'm a little girl. I can't help my mother. I can't say stop. I can't save her. All I can do is cover my ears. Just cover my ears because I didn't want to hear it. And it would be times where I'm asleep and it'd just wake me up. And I'm like, here we go again. And that is heavy on a child to have to deal with, to have to go through. And this is for anyone that's going through abuse right now and you have children. And just because your children are in other rooms does not mean they don't know what's going on. Does not mean they don't hear your screams, your cries for help. Now notice when it's mainly boys involved, they want to try to go and protect their mother from that monster that have attached to that man, to that demon that have attached himself to that man. And these children don't know how to help out. Some will try to go get a weapon and try to hit the demon out of that man to make him stop. And some will do like I did. There's nothing I could do. I just sat there and just was like, damn. I'd be glad when they shut up so I can go to sleep. I don't know who this story is meant to be for. I don't know. I just know this wasn't the story I thought I was going to tell, but this is what had resonated in my mind and my heart to say. So I feel as though I have to say it, that the moms out there that are even dealing with abuse or have overcame abuse, just know that burying yourself in work is not the way to cope and deal with it. Burying yourself in work is actually taken away from the time you can spend with your children. Because that bond, me and my mother did not have it for years because she was always at work. It was so bad to the point when I graduated from college and I'm like, oh my gosh, this was such a proud moment. My mom had felt like she needed to work instead. She wasn't there. I'm like, Mom, can you take off? I can't take off from work. That's why I always told myself I'm not going to let a job take the time away from my children. So the message I'm giving today is pay attention to what you're really doing, on how you're trying to cope and deal with things. Because you may be trying to cope and deal with things, but you're ignoring the little things that's around you. You are trying to recreate your reality because of what happened that was a traumatic situation for you. And especially if you still have other loving people around you, just know they're still there. They're still trying to reach out to you. Be in the moment. Be in the moment. I'm going to say that one more time. Be in the moment so you could pay attention to the small little things around you, that's surrounding you, that's loving you, that's there to love on you, that's there to support you, that's there to uplift you. All right, guys, I know this was heavy, but it was much needed. I had to send this message out to someone out there. Someone needed this message. So let's raise the vibration and clap, uplift the spirits, because I don't want you going around with Movement Mondays feeling that heaviness throughout the day. So let's raise the vibration. Let's clap them hands. Let's clap them hands. Let's get it uplifted. Yes. Yes. Let's raise that vibration. Because guess what, honey? My beautiful people, you are loved. You are enough. You are worthy. You got this. That light is inside of your belly waiting to be pulled out to shine bright. You have it. You are worthy. You are enough. Grab hold of that light that's waiting to be ignited. Let it shine so bright that people like, what got into you? Let's start changing our reality and be in a moment. Focus on the things that's surrounding you. There's so much love and life and light that's surrounding you. Be knowledgeable to it and accept it with so much grace. So much gratitude. I am enough. I am worthy. Yes. I am love. I am light. Yes, you are. And remember, have peace in your mind, love in your heart, happiness in your soul. Namaste. Until next time, my beautiful people, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time.